Sunday rolls around and they're back on the screen. James and Dan, the wildest pair you've ever seen. Tuning up the airwaves, ready to ignite. Talking all things Poda, they're live tonight. From pile-ups to gear and crazy ham hacks, you never know where the convo tracks. One minute it's antennas, next it's a dare. Welcome to the world of the wild on-air affair. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Poda to town. Talking crazy calls and late night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never tame. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. They're swapping stories about the wildest roads. Park to park, from the highs to the bros. Radio's failing but they make it through. Working those stations, yeah, nothing they can't do. James says, late shift's the thrill of it all. Dan's like, watch this pile up, I'll catch 'em all. With gear on the table and coffee in hand, they're rocking shenanigans across the land. It's shenanigans, cranking up the sound. James and Dan taking Poda to town. Talking crazy calls and late night thrills. Tuning up the bands with the power and the skills. Shenanigans, you know it's never tame. Every Sunday night they're bringing the game. From wild activations to DX trees, they're riding the waves, breaking all the beats. Maybe a bet on who's faster on the draw. No matter what they chat, they leave us in awe.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Sunday. Time for a little bit of shenanigans. Some great music. And I don't know. We may have a joke or two, maybe. Who knows about us?
I'm going to sing here in a minute.
Oh, boy. So much for staying available.
Copyright strike incoming.
All right, before we run everybody off, we're going to hurry up and thank the Patreons because they are absolutely awesome. I can't speak enough about these guys right here because, Poda's family to me right here, but these guys are immediate family to me here. I spend more time with them than I do anybody else. So thank you guys very much. Also, big shout out to the YouTube members, equally as important. And the ever-changing board who's let me down 2 weeks straight because it's not changed in 2 weeks straight, Dan.
Yeah.
But not 2 weeks, 2 streams straight. Actually, 1 week ago we had a change. 1 week tonight, but that's 2 streams now.
Yeah, buddy. So, this might make a short right here because James has been on a tear making shorts of the live streams, which are really cool, by the way. But Whiskey One Whiskey Charlie was first in the chat, and I said I was going to sing for you. He said, on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Half my life is playing Poda with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Here we go.
You know what's really, really sad? This is what's really, really sad about that is as soon as I seen that in the chat,
That's right.
I started singing something similar to that.
I know.
So,
good old Willie, man. I'm telling you. Toby, Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta.
Wait,
hello.
1 second before you start that.
Go
Thank
ahead,
you very
go.
much, Kent, for the super chat.
Yes,
Went on the
sir.
super chat for to buy me a coffee. That's what that little pop up is there, right there, guys. You can always buy me a coffee if you want that to pop up, or you can do just like that and do a $5 super sticker. Thank you very much, Chris. Now,
Absolutely.
Dan, take it away.
Take it away. I've already took it away once. I'm going to be plastered over YouTube in ad infinitum for that one. That's a good one. Hello, Toby. Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta. Thanks so much for all the hunts on Saturday. Kilo 9, Alpha Echo, Kent. Hello, Victor Echo 3, X-Ray November, Sierra Stroke, Tango Bravo.
Ruffle butter.
What's up going on, buddy? Ronnie, Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu, Romeo X-Ray. Hey, y'all. North Carolina, Old Man Overload. Wasabi. Third. What's going on, buddy? Mike 88 KB. Howdy. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar 84XO. How you doing, buddy? It's Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris. Dad, Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Hello. Scott into TKT. Scott, I don't know why every time I see your call sign, I don't say it phonetically. I just like saying into TKT. Weird one. Bob, Kilo Oscar 4. Zulu, India Kilo. Good evening. Terry, Kilo 8. Golf, Quebec. Hi, Patio Furniture. Hello, Patio Furniture. Great. Terry, you need help. Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf. Charlie, what is going on, buddy? A big, loud mouth from Eastern Tennessee. Glad to see you in here, and I'm glad to see everybody in here that survived those big lines of storms that went through. Glad to see everybody's okay. KO4 FSZ Antennas. Sup. Martini, Whiskey Delta 4, Juliet, Mike, the Jumbo Marshmallow, Frequency Frontiers, KY4 GM. What's going on, buddy? Dennis Alpha Delta 9 and Whiskey Mike. Chris Harris, Whiskey 8, Oscar X-Ray. What is going on, buddy? Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie. We just sung about you, buddy. And Ed Vivian, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Echo Golf. Hello from Clarkston, Washington. How y'all doing? Shenanigans. We're here.
You know, that's great. It's great to hear somebody out there in the chat from Washington, because that's one thing. It's one thing I don't really get. We don't really get a whole lot of West Coast people.
Or from Washington.
You know, that's it's kind of weird. It's like do people not like POTA out there?
Oh, they love it.
I mean, what's wrong? What's wrong with you guys?
Right. Yeah, we had some. Like I said, I'm glad to see everybody in the chat that got hammered by those storms. I know Whiskey 1, Whiskey Charlie had a bad line come through. Charlie Golf Charlie, I called him. He said one of them was just a couple miles south of where he was, or tornado, or as we say in the South here, them naders. Had one of them naders come through.
We were under nader warnings this morning, so
we were under some watches and everything else. We got really bad winds, but no, it skirted to the south of us. Luckily, I know November Lova up a little bit north of me. He had some pretty sketchy stuff going on through there. But glad to see everybody's okay. And hey, springtime, man.
Why is my chat's doing something weird here? Let's fix this because it's going to annoy me.
Sharknaders.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Brian.
Yeah. He wrapped up his activation in 1 minute into the stream. He's paying the tax.
There you go.
Andrew, how you doing up there in Toronto, man?
See, I mean, we get plenty of Canadians to watch all the time, but that's what I said. What Ed, tell me, why don't you West Coast guys watch some more streams? We need some more West Coast in here.
I could probably I could understand Wednesday because they're just now. I mean, they're getting off work.
That's true.
Driving home, but yeah. I don't know. Kilo 6, Romeo Delta Juliet. How you doing, buddy?
But anyway, it's been an interesting week for sure. The bands have not.
They've been uncooperative.
Local club, Hell's Gate Amateur Radio Club. Well, Ed, I'm going to put out a challenge for you. I'm going to put out a challenge for you. I need you to put my call sign in your ham alerts. And the next time I'm on Hell's Scriber, I would love for the Hell's Gates Amateur Radio Club to work me on POTA. That would be great. I never know with him. Okay, Dan, either my audio is not coming through or your audio is not coming through.
No. I have myself muted. Sorry. Hell, Michigan. Yes. So Hell's Gate Amateur Radio Club needs to do Hell Scriber from Hell's, Michigan.
You were sitting there and your lips were moving left and right, and I said, well, either he's in a kung fu movie.
It was, yes. I was just about to say.
or his audio has went out. Yeah. I'd love for the Hell's Gate Amateur Radio Club to work me on Hell Scriber during one of my POTA activations.
Yeah, welcome to Shenanigans.
No.
Welcome.
Anyway, I don't know if Shenanigans is a fun stream or a James Vent stream, because you mentioned the weather, and I feel like I fuss about the weather a lot. Because, I fussed about it, during the winter because it was cold, and I hate cold activations. Even though, the few times I got to get my tent out, that thing was absolutely amazing. And actually, I'll wait till I had a little secret. Tuesday, there's going to be a video drop on that tent. I wanted to go ahead and get a video out on that. It's not a review, just sort of a first thoughts thing. So that's going to drop on Tuesday. But I fuss about that. But now it's spring, and I'm going to fuss about what I always fuss about. Rain, 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 rain. I hate rain. I don't care what month, what season. I just hate rain, period. And it's went back to doing that a lot. And I'm already tired of that stuff. Don't worry, guys. When the summer comes, I will fuss about it being hot. I promise.
But
I think
go ahead.
The only time I don't fuss, I think, is in the fall.
Yeah. April showers. Bring May flowers.
I don't really care about May flowers.
Right? It's not the fact that I don't mind the rain. Okay. Because I can activate from the car with the ATAS. But what I don't like is, especially in the summer rains, because it never rains long enough to actually cool anything down. It rains just long enough, 10, 15, 20 minutes, just to make it more miserable and more humid. I didn't know humidity can get above 100%, but damn sure it feels like it.
Yeah, it's not really the rain that bothers me. If there was a button that I can hit, set up antenna, turn rain off. Turn back on, do activation in car.
Yeah.
Turn rain back off, get out and take down antenna. If I had that would be good. But it's more of the lightning and winds that come with it too. Because the lightning, that's not good for anything. And the wind, I'm a vertical man, and verticals tend to blow really, really hard in the wind.
We should have had that as a valid argument to run a wire.
You should have, but I wasn't giving that out because I'm a vertical man.
That's right. Yeah, it was really windy here Saturday too, and the Eagle One was it was swaying a little bit, but he held up like a champ.
Absolutely. I'm just glad with this. I seen over in Kentucky about an hour from here, where they had hail balls that were about like this right here this morning. I mean, they were huge. We're talking windows out of cars busted.
Those are big balls.
So, I seen them plastic lawn chairs.
Mm-hmm.
One of them looked like it got shot 42 times. just perfect holes through it, man. I mean, that's crazy. That's some powerful stuff right there. So,
does normal automobile insurance cover hail damage? Or is it like flood insurance for your house? If you don't have it, you're screwed.
I know full coverage
Yeah.
does, because when I bought a brand new car back in 2021, and 2 weeks later was out on the interstate, nowhere to go, and got in a hailstorm.
Yeah.
And finally, I get out of it and get somewhere, and I get out of the car, and it looked like a red golf ball because there was divots everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
this is a brand new car, and we're talking about they had to do the roof, the fenders, the hood, the trunk.
Yeah, we don't. We don't get 4 seasons down here. That's right. We get summer and winter.
Well,
Mike said he had over 750 dents in a hailstorm, and it was covered. Very nice. Full coverage doesn't pay for glass breakage. Interesting. Yeah.
oh.
The more you know. Oh, so comprehensive is better than full. I'm not an insurance guy. I don't. Yeah.
I don't have no idea.
All I know is that I pay them a hoop ton of money, and then when I want something filed on the claim, they're going to make my insurance go up even after I've already paid this hoop ton of money, and it don't make no damn sense.
And
Like-
and they want to
like
fight
over-
you, and they want to fight you about it too.
Like over 15 years, I could have gave them. I'm going to throw out an arbitrary number here: $20,000 over 15 years in insurance, and then I want a $500 thing replaced on my truck, and they're like, "Oh no. What? Man, come on."
Well, I can give you better than that. Okay, so imagine you're setting. You just got done in the drive-through, and you're sitting in the little lane, getting ready to pull out onto the road,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody coming down through there texting swerves right over and hits the front end of your truck that you've had for 2 weeks. Totals their car, and it doesn't really look that bad on the truck. I'm sitting there thinking, well, it's the radiator's busted, but it's not going to be that bad. You know what I'm saying? And so the cop comes up there, and he tells us, well, I can't assign fault. This is private property. This is a no fault accident.
Yeah.
So then their insurance has to pay for their car. Your insurance has to pay for yours. But guess what?
Your
It didn't
insurance-
look bad. It didn't look bad, but it sure did bid in the frame on that sucker, which made it totaled.
Right. It's crazy. They got a good racket going on if you think about it. and it's like what happened. Where did it happen recently? All the fires and stuff over in California, and take all the hurricane damage down in Florida and stuff like that. The insurance companies just started canceling people's policies and saying, "Screw you." It's like, oh God, oh my Jesus. My toy ostrich is in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know if I ever get on a plane, I think I'm going to get some plane insurance.
No kidding, right?
And them things are going down everywhere anymore.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, my toy ostrich has been working me quite a bit lately. So always good to get somebody in the vlog, especially somebody that
I
you
missed
know.
him the other day. He did CW the other day, and I missed it.
I have missed him every time he's done CW, and it just driving me insane because I love to get people. I did get Jeff, one of our Patreons. He did his first CW activation the other day, and I didn't get him on his 1st one, but I got him park to park yesterday.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And Jeff sends at 13 words a minute, and we all know that was a hard contact for me to make, but I did make it out when he called me. So
we got a good park to park Saturday when we were out. We got Sebastian KI2D. He was down in KP4 land, and once he gets his logs in, that's going to be a new entity for the Jumbo Marshmallow. Bumper stats up a little bit.
There we go, and congratulations to Sidewalk Sherry, because if their log gets turned in, there was a couple from New Jersey and Montana activating, and that will be her 50th state for her worked all state. So congratulations to her for that. But instead of congratulating her when you work her, I would like for everybody, she's not in here right now because she's driving, but it's good because I want everybody who works her this week to let her know that when cutting with a razor knife, you do not cut toward yourself. No, she did not cut herself, but But I sat and told her 4 times, and it's going to happen if she don't quit.
You're 5'9" and golf alpha, and always remember, cut away from yourself.
That's right. Tell her every time. We're going to aggravate her and getting some sense. She already can't drive and can't walk, so we're going to make sure she knows how to cut things.
Make sure you cut away from yourself while you're driving the motor vehicle on the sidewalk. Be safe.
Brian said they got 42 states at their activation today. That's pretty good because that means you got 42 contacts, and the bands were sucky today.
Yeah. I couldn't hear you at all, buddy. I listened for you on 20. Yep. Jumbo Marshmallow did talk to 2 girls yesterday from a 4-H group that was with Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar at his activation in the park. So they interested in getting their ham radio licenses. So they talked to another female voice on the radio, which was pretty cool to hear.
367 contacts. Good job, Brian. He said 40 sucked, that's where I worked them. But 20's on fire. Everybody keeps telling me 20's on fire. But here's the thing. I'm in West Virginia, and it's not on fire here. It's not even a spark here. It's just static.
Cut towards your buddy, not yourself. That's right.
I'm gonna have to like do a 20-meter cut through the mountain at every park I activate. I'm gonna start using my King's laser and just laser me a big cut straight through the mountain.
There you go.
Toward your chum, not your thumb. Wow. But even though the bands have sucked pretty much this week, I've had a good week. I'm pushing toward my goal for this year, my big goal. That's what I'm working on. Myself and Uncle Terry, we went up and did 2 new ones for me. Some of the ones they dropped in West Virginia that I needed. We did that hike in, and I'll go ahead and tell you the hike in was not bad. But for me, for my first hike for the year, after the rib injury and stuff, that hike was bad. Terry said it was because all the stuff I packed up there. I let him pick up my backpack, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, no wonder that was rough."
I saw the picture of the blanket y'all had, spread out. Did y'all have like a nice little cozy picnic up there?
Yeah, we had a picnic. That was actually a tarp, but
I'm gonna call it a blanket because it sounds better.
But good time, and that park actually got 3 people there worked all West Virginia when we did it.
Nice.
So Terry got me, of course, parked the park on 2 meters so he could have his last one. And then also, let's see, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta got her last one. And Fred from Virginia, Kilo Whiskey 4 Fox Mike, got his last one from it. So.
Very good. I'm close. That got me closer for sure. I need 6 more. I only need 4 more in DC now.
Are any more of those? Are any of more of the ones you need? Are the new ones?
No, I got all the new ones they dumped.
Okay.
Yep. That was my last new one. Was that one?
Maybe if they're near the new ones that I got to get still. But then I did go out with my delivery buddy, and I did me a CW road at first. The first 5 I did CW, and I like to do CW when I'm with him because he likes to talk on the phone when I'm doing POTA. It is kind of hard for him to talk on the phone and for me to hear sideband. So, but I got 5 on CW and did 1 on sideband on the way back.
So
all 6 of those were new to me.
I'm opposite. There can be noise all around me if I'm operating sideband. It doesn't bother me. I can still make out the calls. But if there's noise around me, that like people talking and I'm trying to decode CW, that's what aggravates me.
I can decode it fine as long as I can hear myself sending it. But I'm using my headset while he's in the car. I could have heard the CW, but it's more of him not being able to hear if I'm talking.
Yeah. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm using my headset, and that's he wouldn't have heard the pile up. He would have just heard me. And I don't know. So
Yeah,
I don't know if I talk louder when my headset's on or not.
do you have your
Because
monitor turned on so you can hear yourself?
no.
You probably do then. Turn your monitor on so you can hear yourself. That when you send code, you can hear yourself then, right?
Well, I hear myself sending.
Okay.
So maybe I do have it on.
For CW, it should be on if you hear yourself. For sideband, you can turn your monitor on if you're wearing headset, so you can actually hear yourself talk too. So you
Oh,
don't.
no. That would drive me insane.
No, it's just like hearing yourself talk right now. I mean, just some kind of audio feedback rather than plugging your fingers in your ears, and not being able to hear yourself. You know, because if you don't hear yourself, you really don't know how loud you're talking.
Well, it's like I hear myself, but I sound muffled because I'm hearing outside of the headphones.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get great reports. Now, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. So I don't change my settings whatsoever in between my factory settings and my house. So because I worked really hard to get the audio that I have, because there's not a single day that I don't get 15 or 20 people that tells me great audio, from my setup. And I've strived so when I use my house, I don't use a single different setting than I do with my factory mic. And I've been told I sound a little different, but I know Alpha Delta 8 Kilo Bravo said, you're using your house today, aren't you? He said, you sound great.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good regardless if it's the hand mic or the Hiles. The Hiles do have a different audio profile on them just because of the capsule that you're talking into. The microphone capsule is built different than your hand mic capsule. But yeah.
I tell you what, one day I was working people and nobody said a word. Nobody said a single word. And then I realized that my microphone's still up here. Like I didn't pull it down. It was still up here. And I had worked probably 15 or 20 people.
That's
and
funny.
nobody had said a word.
Like, hey, buddy, you sound like you're in the bathroom.
But yeah, my microphone was on the side of my head because I had been doing CW.
You should have just left the antenna in the back of the car too.
Terry said I still need US 1810.
Everybody does, man.
For today.
That's a rare part. Very rare.
It is. It's a rare thing that somebody would have 5 Eagles at that park.
You know, Marshmallow said the other day that you haven't activated 1810 in a while. As a matter of fact.
Well, I know I activated it last Sunday.
Well, that's been a week.
But I feel like I've activated it since then.
Yeah.
Bailey Sprott for 1810 could be fun. No, it couldn't. I'd lose my mind having to go activate the same park every day. It's I got to.
Yeah, she says you're always at Panther and Tomlin.
Well, Panther, I'm there a lot because I need an eagle there. And Tomlin, I'm not really there that much. I'm at 1810 more than I'm at Tomlin. You're just catching me at the wrong times.
Uncle Terry said he's going to go to 1810 and surpass you.
When I say I need Panther as an eagle, I'm talking about the wildlife management area, not the state forest that I do the twofer with it, because that's long overdue. It's had its eagle for a long time. Matter of fact, it had its eagle before the wildlife management area got added. So. What? You want on stream?
Who? Oh, we're going to have a guest.
No. She says no.
No? Okay.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, Bailey Sprott for 1810.
Yeah, that would be... You know, Eddie could do the Bailey Sprott for the bog, the pitcher plant bog.
I guarantee you Eddie would do it. Eddie would do that.
Actually, no, he wouldn't, because he couldn't go anywhere. Like, he couldn't go to a ham fest because you got to do the same park every day.
That's true.
Yeah, you couldn't go to a ham fest. You couldn't go out of town for a day or anything. That would suck.
Man, maybe that's a good thing.
You know?
Well, you think about the gas money that I would save if I only activated 1810 for a year.
Like, hey guys, sorry, I'm not going to any meetups or Hamfest this year. I got to do 1810.
So in the first stream of next year, I'm like, okay, guys, this is my mansion here that I bought with the gas money that I saved for switching to 1810.
Oh my gosh.
I saved $400,000 by switching my gas bill to 1810. So easy a king could do it.
You couldn't do your, well, you could. I don't think you could ever finish all Kentucky and still do 1810 every day.
Yeah, I could.
That would be a lot of, that'd be a pain though. But yeah,
I could.
You couldn't have any overnight trips though.
Well, because
maybe you could swing one overnight.
You gotta remember, I could do 1810 on an early late.
Yeah, and then swing an overnight, then do it later on. Yeah,
I could do it on early late, and then I wouldn't have to be back for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So, it's bad because I got 6 new parks in Kentucky the other day, and I still have to go back out to the far points. That's the bad part. And 5 of those parks were out and the far points.
We were talking about this too, and me and Jumbo Marshmallow, maybe Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar can chime in on this. If you're gonna do, like you mentioned on a Wednesday, if you're an activator, it's a good idea to make it one of your goals to activate all the parks in your state. Would it be easier, or does it make a difference, to start at the farthest park and work your way back towards your home, or do it the opposite direction? Given if you had the time to do them all, let's say a month.
A month.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
If you had the time to do it in a month,
I would probably start the ones farthest away and work my way back.
Yes, probably. If you were going to try to pull it off in a month. I mean, I did when I very first started POTA, and this was before I was, this is when I was one of you normal people. My favorite saying to say. I might make me a t-shirt that says I used to be one of you normal people. But no, this is when I was one of you normal people. So I wasn't obsessed yet. I had 2 goals from the first time I started POTA. Number one, I went out and activated, and the first time I was hooked. And I look at the first thing I do is I look at the all-time leaderboard, and I see Kilo Bravo 3 Whiskey Alpha Victor. She's got more sideband QSOs than anybody. And at the time, all I did was sideband. So I said, one day I'm going to be there. That was goal number 1. And goal number 2 was I'm going to activate every park in West Virginia in my first year. And now, mind you, I wasn't going out every single day then. So this was more of a casual goal that slowly started picking up steam. And I it was 8 months is what it took me to do all of West Virginia.
No, Becca, all the parks in your state. Yeah, you don't have 1,100 parks in your state.
No.
Guarantee you that. Yeah, just the state that your primary residence.
Well, he's in Canada, so he's in a province.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that though. So his province might have 1,100. Yeah, good point. Good point.
It's a little. They have a little different things set up there. So
yeah, New York has 840.
Yes, New York has a lot.
Holy mackerel! See, I don't pay attention to like stats like this. This is very interesting.
Okay, so now, all right. So Chris says, I'm not going to speak into the Canada because Canada it's a world of its own. I've been there. I know how many parks they have there, and it's just unreal.
144 in New York. Gee.
But You say you couldn't do that in a year. That's why you're one of those normal people. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, 900 in a year is only 3 activations a day.
Ontario has 1,160.
So let me put this in perspective. 3 activations a day for 9. Well, it's actually less than 3 because you got 65 days to spare. So you got 65 days. You don't even got to activate if you do 3 a day. 3 a day was my average on the year that I was taking it easy. So would it be painful and not fun for most people to do 840 a year? Yes. Yeah. Could it be done in a year? Yes. Actually, I mean, there's some of the Canadians are extreme enough to say they could do that in half a year easily, because they'll do 30 parks in a day easy.
Yeah, depending on where they are. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Georgia has 225. So if you were to do that I'm about the math on live stream, y'all forgive me. If you're going to do that in a month, let's just say it's 30 days in a month. That's 7.5 parks a day.
Can it be done? Yes.
For 30 days straight.
Is that fun? No.
No. For 30 days, you know, that would not be fun. Florida in a month. Yeah. Okay. 450, and we'll do 30 days a month. You're going to have to do a 15 park rove every day.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Florida, the problem with Florida is you got too many boat activations.
Yeah.
To do it in a month. That's the problem with Florida.
Yeah. I think Georgia for boat activations, Chris, tell me if I'm wrong. Robbie and Eddie, if you're in here, you know too. 3, 4 ones for boat activations in Georgia, I think.
West Virginia only has 1 boat activation.
Oh, I know Florida has at least 5. Maybe even
Florida's got way more than 5.
Yeah, because I know there's a handful of them just south of me.
They've got 3 just in the Keys.
Yeah.
They've got another probably 6 that they just added to their boat.
6 in Georgia. So yeah.
There's several up in the northern part that is a whole systems that you got to do boats. There's quite a bit of boating in Florida.
I don't think it'll be possible to do Florida in a month because, like I said, you got to do 15 in a day. So 15 new parks every day, and I don't think the park density and the drive time is conducive to that. I don't think you can do it.
No, I would not. That would not be a month thing. The original thing was we was talking a year.
Yeah. Oh, a year. Yeah. If you dedicated yourself to it, yeah, you could do Rhode Island in a weekend.
I don't think there's a state in America that you can't do in a year.
Florida parks close too early. That's a good point too.
Yeah. Absolutely, they do.
At least 20 minimum by boat. Yeah.
That's more of the number I would think.
Dry Tortuga is a 3-hour boat ride from Key West. So there's 3 hours out of your day. And then 3 hours back. So that's another 6 hours, not counting your activation time. So go ahead and bump that up to 8 hours, depending on when the ferry runs or if you have a private boat, whatever. So that's 8 hours, and then you still have to get 14 more parks. Nah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to do Florida in a year. I wouldn't want to do any of them in a year.
There's states you can do in a good solid weekend. I would say Rhode Island in a solid weekend you might be able to do. Delaware you can do in a week for sure. It's been done.
I did Delaware in a weekend, but there have been more parks added since I did it.
Yeah. Maryland, maybe. DC, I'm going to say DC you cannot do in a weekend.
Really? You think so?
Because I think you're going to have trouble getting to those really... I think if anybody wanted to activate all DC, they would have done so by now. I don't know if anybody has, to be honest with you, but there's a lot of them that are really sketched to get onto and activate if you don't have the proper equipment. Like Ford's Theater and things like that, you can't go set up with your 891 in normal rig.
Right.
You have to have something like a KH1 or something like that.
Yeah, I think you could do. I think you can do DC in a weekend.
You just count it all as 120 fur, right?
You can almost do it on a bike in a weekend.
That'd be fun. If you don't get run over on the parkway.
I'm not Kyle.
They're crazy. Yeah. Man, that'd be fun to do some of those smaller states real fast. DC have a 7 for, I don't know. I know they have a 6. I know they might.
Virginia has a 7 for.
Yeah. I know DC has a 6 for sure. It used to be a 5. It was a 5 when I did it. It turned into a 6 because they added the Mount Vernon Trail after the fact. I know Virginia has a 7. Wyoming has a 7. Is Wyoming or Utah or somewhere west has a 6 or a 7? I don't know of any 8s.
Paul wants to know if any of you guys have lost your audio. Can you guys hear me and Dan?
I can hear me.
I know I can hear Dan. Never mind.
He found his audio.
He found it.
All right. Did you throw it away in the audio dumpster?
Oh, Mike says if you don't get mugged, that's true. He threw that. Funny story about DC. So I activated. Which one of the monuments did I activate? I can't remember which one it was. Myself and Pat, we activated on the weekend on the exact time that Joe Biden was given one of his addresses, and they pretty much had down on lockdown. I mean, like half the exits were shut down, security was everywhere, and like literally we're setting. It's dark. It is dark, and we're setting out at one of the monuments with a radio and a Wolf River coil sitting in the middle of everything, and the security guard walks right by us and doesn't even question us at all. I mean, we could be ordering an airstrike, but
he's probably like, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
I really thought we were going to jail that night, but
oh man,
we didn't even get questioned at all.
That's like Kyle Alpha 00 having to stomach crawl into the St. Louis Arch in order to activate it back when they used to kick people off.
Brian says only 111 for there. Yeah.
Maurice from Maui. I saw your comment in there earlier. James was he was asking why we don't have a lot of people from the West Coast or the left coast.
Yeah, we do have them.
We got somebody from Maui. That's pretty far left.
I thought Maurice was from Montana.
Maybe he's in Maui, soaking up the rays.
I'm pretty sure he's from Montana, though. But no, the furs guys, just do your research, because I see people do them all the time. And here's the thing: yeah, people do them and they don't do the research, and they say it's a 3 fur and it's not. And chances are nothing's going to get said to them because they let people do worse. But you got to live with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing a 2 fur and calling it a 3 fur, or if you're doing a 1 fur and calling it a 2 fur, and it's not only are you cheating, but all the hunters that know and hunt you are cheating as well. So it's kind of a weird thing. I wish they would do away with the furs. They never will, but I wish they would, because it'd be. Yes, he is from Montana. I thought so.
On vacation. How fun would this be? A bunch of the northern Ontario parks are fly-in only. I would imagine it's the same thing. Saskatchewan, a lot of parks up there are probably fly-in only. How fun would it be to get one of those bush planes? The ones with the big tires that can land and take off real fast. A short amount of distance. Mm-hmm. Pack your radio gear up and use them to hop from park to park to park. That would be great.
I mean, there's parks up in Canada that you have to go to in the winter because the road goes across lakes that have to be frozen for you to drive on.
Yeah.
I think Brian's still in the chat. Brian's done one of those.
Well, you know the series on I forget what Discovery, I think it was Ice Road Truckers back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
We got to make one called Ice Road POTA. That's right.
Ice Road Photo, yeah.
Ice Road POTA.
I'm not cool on that, man.
Cold.
I don't like driving on frozen bodies of water.
Brent, November 4, Bravo Delta Whiskey. What's going on, buddy? Just get Sherry to drive. It'll be fine.
Yeah, because then there would have to be a sidewalk around the place, right?
A frozen sidewalk. Yeah. Cartoon Club.
Cartoon. I don't think that says cartoon there, Dan.
Carbon Cub. I thought it said cartoon. Hold on.
Oh.
Carbon. Okay, I got you.
So funny story, Dan. You're gonna really enjoy this, and you've activated with me before, so you understand how I run my laptop.
Yeah.
Dan makes fun of me all the time. He says my letters are like huge and blah 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 blah. So Sebastian decides to do this thing in Ham 2K where you normal people can do the PZN thing where I just store all these calls in my head and rattle them off and log them. You know, you just comma them and keep adding them, and you're good like that. Well, the bad thing is I just got a new tablet, and I've been running Polo. So if I want to, I can go 4 times faster than I normally go. But this is the thing. So I can't see. I'm blind as a bat, and I tend to make my screens bigger
and brighter.
And brighter than most people are used to. So Sherry typically when she's with me, when she falls behind, she just tends to look at my laptop and she'll just, catch herself up. Well, when I'm running Ham 2K, I've got this sucker stretched out so far that you literally see 3 call signs.
If that.
3 call signs. And I happened to hear Liz and about 5 other people at one time. So I worked Liz, and she says all 7, and I'm typing them in comma, and I'm just commaing them, and I'm working them other people and putting them all in at once, and I hit enter. So you got 7 and 5, 12 call signs that go up, and you can see 3. She literally threw her mouse. You can't do that, she said. I said,
he's not exaggerating one bit here, guys. His font size is so damn big. When he loads up N3FJP, this is all you see. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. And then you're like, hey, let me see your screen because it's like at night and you missed a call sign. And he has the brightness up so bad on this thing. It's like you're looking into the sun. It's crazy.
So James remoted into my computer to look at something. And he said, Jesus Christ, why is your cursor so big?
It is. You know those comics you see sometimes where the guy's moving his mouse around the screen and the cursor literally looks like this big. It is moving around. Yeah. It's like you can pick up the cursor and move it and go click, click. It was in Orlando a couple years ago. It was like 10 o'clock at night and we're driving down the interstate, dark. It's dark inside the truck, and Somebody texts him on his phone and he pulls his phone out of his pocket and he turns the screen on and just blinds everybody. I can't see a damn thing. I'm riding down the road. I'm like, turn your phone off.
The moral of this story is if you can't keep up with me logging, you may want to activate with somebody else or just rely on me to give you the log.
Can you imagine what he's going to be like when he gets to be an old man? He's going to have a monocle.
Well,
a logging monocle.
So Dom, just to put it in perspective, my glasses prescription is over 20 years old. I probably need to get an updated prescription. I'm just gonna say that. Brian said he is fast tough to keep up.
Yeah. Yeah, get you a little Mr. Peanut monocle.
Well, I mean, for example, I went down and stayed at Dan's house, and he's got this big, huge TV for his monitor. What size do you have, Dan?
It's not. I want to say. Well, I got the box. It's not 30. It's 32. I think.
No, yours ain't 32 because mine was 32 that I had before.
Oh, I don't have the box.
I'm gonna say Dan's is a 42.
I don't have the. It's a Samsung. I don't have the damn model number here.
I'm gonna say it's a 42. So
it's
I
big.
get down there and I had a 32 here. My laptop sits here and my monitor was a 32 inch. And I go down there and I set it Dan's as a 42. I was like, ooh, I like that. So what do I do when I come back home? I go over to my house and I bring my 46 inch and set it over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 42. Honestly. Good stream today they had over there. If you missed it over on Kyle's stream, go rewatch it. The workbench on the air. It was a blast. The exchange today was the number of the favorite soldering irons that you have, plus your state and your call sign. It was fun. I got Vince on CW and I sent him one Amazon Basics Golf Alpha. And he replied right back, one Amazon Basic.
I should have worked him because it would have been fun to say, I send everything to PP Man.
Oh, it was great. I figured that'd be more fun than saying two Weller. I'm a Weller man. Oh my goodness.
But anyway, when me and Terry went, we did that walk in, and we also did a fish hatchery that was new to me. And it's funny because my big sis was at that fish hatchery today, and I seen Joe talking about in chat wanting her to go to 40 meters. And he's like, I need this park. And I'm sitting there thinking, me and Terry just did this the other day on 40 meters, Joe. Why didn't you get us?
May have missed it. Obviously, well, yeah, we did miss it. So Terry got his, did Terry need the one that y'all hiked to? And that's when you got part to part?
That's the one he needed his last
Sweet.
part for work. That was I'm pretty sure that's why he's like, hey man, if you want me to take you up to do that one part, that walk in, I will. I'm pretty sure that he had some ulterior motives into that one.
I mean, he could have just went up and did it himself and got it activated, And you had to have somebody up there with you. You're right.
You have to have somebody with him to get it park to park.
Yeah.
So
that is true. Was that his first time activating it?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
It had only been activated 3 times. So
once by you, once by somebody else, and then once by you again, probably?
No. That was my first time there. No, Donna activated it first.
Okay. The Hacko gang. Yeah, Hackos are good.
I know me and Terry was the park leader, before Carrie went there today. She probably stayed longer than we did.
Big sis coming back for you.
Hey, I will. You're gonna make me do it, ain't you? Heavy as the crown, baby.
Good Lord.
You heard it, didn't
Thing
you?
is heavy, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I think I might bring it to Murphy and fill it full of candy or something.
Fill it full of Kool-Aid packets.
There you go. Kool-Aid packets which has a link to my Patreon on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could, Brian. You could hear that thing when he set it down. Good Lord. Put a damn hole in the desk.
Listen, sometimes there are mornings when I get up to go activate, and I'm sitting there thinking, why in the world do I do this? And I'll literally walk in here into my room before I leave, and I will stream up Linkin Park, Heavy as the Crown, and I will play it, and I'll leave this house happy, and I'll go activate.
Speaking of Linkin Park, we got a couple minutes left here, and it's Shenanigans. What do you think of the new singer?
She's absolutely amazing.
She's not okay. Look,
she's
for
not
everybody
Chester.
else.
She's not
Yeah,
Chester.
for everybody else, let me go ahead and expand on this. She was not meant to replace Chester, because nobody can replace Chester. First of all, I think she's great for a person to fill that role, not to be another Chester. I don't think that was ever the point. So.
No, but man, can she scream!
Yeah,
that screaming part in Heavy in the Crown, it gets me every time, man.
Yep.
And I'm actually supposed to go see them like the week before I go to Dayton.
Nice.
So,
dude,
we'll
so you got Murphy, Linkin Park, then Dayton. That's
we'll
back to back.
We'll see if it happens. I was told that I was getting taken to see Linkin Park. We'll see.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Yep, she is amazing, but no Chester. That's true. There's not going to be ever another Chester.
No. But it's just great that they're back. Yeah.
I think that was the point. They had to move on. You know, eventually there comes a point you have to move on. Yeah.
Anyway, what you got coming up, Dan? We're coming up on the top of the hour, and I know Frank or Charlie one's getting ready to stream.
None. I'm gonna hunt a little bit of POTA, run my 100 watts, and have fun.
You have anybody in particular you're gonna hunt?
I don't know if. Do you know anybody that might go to 1810?
I have a feeling it could get activated for an early late tonight.
Okay. Well, I'll hunt Terry then.
Yeah, it could. And Terry could come up and activate it for an early late.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing that's great about 8 o'clock wake shift now, is I can actually leave and not just do a late shift. I can do an early late shift now.
That's right. Bands need to move on when the member dies. They just can't quit. That's absolutely the truth.
For the most part, yeah. But I needed my Linkin Park. But anyway, yeah, I am going to head out and do 1810 early late, I guess, and unless another Sharknado comes through here or something that I don't know about this evening. But
Sharknado.
Other than that, I'm going to be activating every day, but this is going to be a big video week. It's not going to be as many shorts. It's going to be actual full videos several days this week. Monday will be a short, but Tuesday I got that otter video coming out. Wednesday we'll stream. Thursday it'll probably be mine and Terry's activation up on that. Pending the audio, because I haven't listened to that.
When you say pending the audio, is that pending on what Terry has said or the quality of the audio?
The quality of the audio, because I had the 891 and I did not bring my external speaker, and it sounded like garbage in person. So if it sounds like garbage, it'll be a different video on Thursday. Yes, smash that like button before you leave, though. If I find out you didn't smash that like button, you're not going in the log tonight. So,
and remember to tell Sherry, cut away from her.
That's right, cut away from her. All right. Thanks, guys, for all the donations tonight. And we'll catch you on the air shortly. 73, everybody.
See ya.